Today I want to teach you guys a trick on how to defeat captains, war chiefs, and overlords a lot easier. Probably less overlords since you only can fight the maroons, but this still applies to them too. Let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Now the first and most important trick we're going to be covering on this video the longest is immunities and weaknesses. Now I'm pretty sure you guys already know about this, but there are ways to combine them, such as fear pinning and fear grogs. As for example, on this captain, you could pin him while riding on a grog, then attack him while he's dazed, so he'll be dazed as twice as long. Or you can either attack him with the grog, and after the grog is dead, you can pin him afterwards. Either way you go about it, it's going to do tons of damage and you'll be able to get him in no time. Here for example. Here's an example of the guy I showed you before, Grisha the Poisoner. So as you can see, there's multiple orcs around, there's another captain, and there's him. So what I do first is I eliminate the other orcs around, because fighting a captain, a war chief, or an overlord with other orcs around can make it a lot more complicated, and your chances of dying is a lot higher. So basically, I burn the grog barrel, dismantle both of them. As they're running around, I pin his foot to the ground. Now this is a perfect advantage. As he's dazed and pinned to the ground, I summon a grog, right on top of the grog, and that's when I start attacking. Now after I pinned him to the ground, I just continue attacking him with the grog, and it does a lot of damage since I have an elemental grog shooting ice in this situation, which helps against other enemies attacking you in this situation. And basically just continue attacking him with the grog since you'll be dazed, or you can brand him or kill him like I did. Either one is fine and will get you through whatever you're trying to do. Another situation is Kelvin. For this guy right here, Rug Scar Artist, he's vulnerable to stealth and beast attacks. Now what you can do in this situation is you can stealth attack them with the beast, or you can do a stealth attack, brand a beast near you, or summon a beast and just start attacking with it. And then also mixed in with this other common damage, just as executions, fire and poison, you can shoot a fire barrel, a grog barrel with poison and explode, with fire explode, and then build up your wrath and just do executions on them mixed in with that. Here for example. In this situation, although there aren't any Caragors nearby, which eliminates one of the vulnerabilities I can use against him, I can use stealth. There are no immediate threats of danger except the guy to the right, and he isn't going to really do anything. He isn't going to notice till I attack. So I can go ahead, rush in, do the stealth attack, and then since my wrath is built up to the right, I can rush in and do an execution and finish him off in no time. Now one of the next tricks is to use area of effect moves. This definitely helps when you're fighting a lot of people while fighting a war chief or a captain. Now with this guy right here named Crimp the Red, he has no weaknesses whatsoever. All he has is hints, and he's damaged by range attacks, executions, and stealth attacks. So in this situation, I don't really have many choices to use against him. Now it is kind of handy that he doesn't have anything he gets enraged by, but at the same time it's not handy for me since I have no weaknesses to exploit on him. So what you can do is freeze him a couple times by jumping over him, but eventually he will adapt to that. So what you're gonna do is equip Firestorm, or equip a move like a poison move, an ice move that affects other enemies nearby. As you can see, I'm building up my wrath by attacking other enemies, and then eventually I summon Firestorm, which gets rid of them. That is so helpful when you're fighting so many enemies at once, and sometimes we can forget that. But it's become so ingrained in me since I use it so much, I don't really forget as much. But at the beginning of the game, since I wasn't used to it as much in Shadow of Mordor, you can kind of forget it. But easily doing that gave me the chance to isolate him long enough while I was able to defeat him and easily recruit him. The very last tip, which can be helpful in some situations, is read the captains, war chiefs, and overlord names. This is so helpful in Shadow War and also Shadow of Mordor. This can indicate early on, even if you don't have any informatives near you to inform them their weaknesses and you don't know what their weaknesses is, this can give you an idea of what to do and what not to do. Now, as by reading his name, which was Red Horn, or something that has to do with horn, he's the type of guy to summon a lot of reinforcements. So I'm going to need to equip area type moves, or either try to isolate him on his own, or have a lot of allies near me, such as summoning bodyguards, grogs, Caragors, or either drakes. So knowing that in hand, I got into a little area, which was a little tunnel, start attacking him without any knowledge of his weaknesses and just kind of did the inference. After playing long enough, you'll get an idea on like their body size and their names and stuff, and you'll kind of just inference without knowing, and it'll give you a good hint of what to do and what not to do. Now there's basics that applies to all captains no matter what their weaknesses is, which is, you know, attacking them, freezing them. Even though they can break through the freeze, you can still get a couple hits on them, and while they're distracted by other enemies or trying to regenerate, you can attack them while they're doing that and easily defeat them. Thank you for watching this video. I really enjoy Shadow War. It's a great developed game, one of the best games I've played in a while. A lot of stuff to it, and I hope you continue playing yourself, continue conquering Gondor, and I'll see you later.